Hello, and welcome back. We're going to continue talking about fluid homeostasis. All right, we're going to concentrate on normal intake. All right, these are kind of, well, for the most part, obvious. By drinking, by eating, all right, and you do get some water produced with normal metabolism. And then as far as excretion, because what goes in has to come out, all right? The obvious one and the largest removal of water from the body is going to be via the urine or the urinary tract. The GI tract also will have some water associated with it. Water loss, I should say, associated with it. When you exhale, you're releasing a little bit of moisture from there, and then the skin via sweat, okay? So that's normally where things go in and out, all right? How this is controlled I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the hormones involved in water balance, okay? This is not going to be exhaustive of what happens. It's just going to come in and be quick and dirty to give you an idea of the hormones involved with fluid homeostasis, primarily where we're regulating that fluid is going to be at the kidney, all right, which is going to be part of the urinary tract, all right? So we've got as our first one, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to talk about antidiuretic hormone first. All right, that antidiuretic hormone is going to be produced in the brain, in the hypothalamus. It's released from the pituitary, and it's going to act on the kidney, all right? Specifically, what it's going to do within the kidney, when ADH is released, it's going to cause water to be collected from the tubules in the kidney, all right? So essentially what it does is the fluid that got pushed through the kidney into the nephrons, antidiuretic hormone at one particular spot within that nephron is going to pull water back to the body, okay? So that antidiuretic hormone if it's interfered with, if you don't get the release of antidiuretic hormone, what ends up happening is that water that gets pushed through the kidney ends up leaving the body as water or through the urine. So you get very large dilute urine, okay? This one, students tend to remember antidiuretic hormone when you drink alcohol, that alcohol blocks antidiuretic hormone from being released from the pituitary. So when you talk about having to go pee after you've had several alcoholic drinks, right? You talk about breaking the seal. You're not really breaking the seal. What's ended up happening is the antidiuretic hormone within your pituitary is not being released. So you've got more fluid that's remaining in the nephrons in the kidney and will ultimately be released to the bladder for very large dilute amounts of urine to be produced. Okay? So antidiuretic hormone is one of our hormones that I want to cover. Aldosterone is another one of the important hormones. This one is going to be produced within the adrenal glands that sit on top of the kidney. All right? And what this one does is when aldosterone is released, it causes the kidney or the tubules within the kidney to move water out of the urine. And it goes back to the body. Now, the way it does this, all right, the water is moving, but it moves because sodium is transported across those tubules and with water. Water will follow the sodium. All right, so it's not so much in this case that the aldosterone is moving the water itself, it's moving the sodium and then the water follows. All right, antidiuretic hormone, this one is going to work by essentially opening a protein channel. Collectively, they're called aquaporins, and there's more than one, all right? Just aquaporins is fine, but that's what allows the water to move, okay? So you're getting water to move same direction with antidiuretic hormone and aldosterone. You're collecting it back from the urine. You're bringing it back to the body, all right? The last one I'm going to talk about are natriuretic peptides, okay? I put them in a different color, or a little bit different color, because the way the natriuretic peptides are going to work, all right, it's going to oppose aldosterone function, okay? So in this case, it's going to move sodium to the urine, okay? So that natriuretic, that Na there, you can kind of remember sodium is going to be the mechanism by which this works, okay? There are two types of natriuretic peptides. There's A and there's B. Now these are a little bit different, right? Because primarily we're talking about kidney here. With this one, these are produced within the heart. A type is produced within the atria, B type produced within the ventricle. Okay? With the natriuretic peptides, one thing, it's not as strong as aldosterone. So while it kind of moves things in a different direction, you're going to get a greater movement of water with aldosterone as opposed to the natriuretic peptides. But these are the three hormones I want you to remember: antidiuretic hormone, aldosterone, and the natriuretic peptides. All right? Thank you for your attention.